Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today I will be playing FlyKnight, and I'm going to see if I can beat it and still get a full refund. That means I have to beat the game within 2 hours, which I already did live on the YouTube if you saw it live, but this is just kind of a condensed down version of like the major highlights and all that. But yeah, no, this is FlyKnight is it's kind of got like RuneScape graphics, and it's like a Souls-like. And it's honestly really fun. It's like $6 on Steam. I'm probably going to leave a link to it in the description. I would recommend buying it if you enjoy Souls-like games. I would say it probably has about 2 hours of playtime. I didn't know that going in, to be honest. If I would have known that going in, I probably would have, probably wouldn't have done this for, well, I wanted to make a video out of the game, and I was able to beat it within 2 hours, so I'm just going to make it that's the challenge, which I didn't really bother refunding the game because I want to support the developer. But yeah, no, the tutorial was pretty basic. It was just teaching me how to play the game. It's just the basic, like, left click to attack, right click to block. And I didn't know this at this point, but I think if you hold block and then hit the attack button, you parry, but I wasn't taught that yet. And yeah, no, there isn't a whole lot else to say, but I did get really lucky killing this guy, I believe, and I was able to get his knives to drop, or I think it was the next guy. It was the next guy that I got his knives to drop, which I think was really nice because, well, I definitely had really good RNG this time around when it came to weapons, which I think was really nice because I was able to kind of enjoy some of the, like, a lot of the weaponry that the game has to offer. Because I tried to have some variety in what I used, but in the mid game I basically just used one weapon the entire time, which you'll see when I get to that. But yeah, no, moving on. After finishing the tutorial, I went up to the fisher bug, which I talked to, and he talked to me about fishing, really. He even gave me a fishing rod that I could use to try to fish. I didn't really fish very much. I kind of just went out, I kind of just tried it out for a little bit just by going out there and trying to catch a few fish. But I mean, I didn't really dabble in the fishing mechanic. I might see if I can catch every fish in the game one day, but that day is not now. After I got sick of fishing, I decided that I should actually get started on the game now, and so I moved down to the entrance of the actual, like, game, down into the Luna Moth's lair, which is basically where the entire game takes place. After exploring for a little bit, I ran into Vagrant Fly, which he seemed to be fairly friendly. He was just kind of talking to me about how all my brethren had been massacred, which was quite unfortunate. I didn't really want to hear that, but I was ready to get my get back for my Fly brothers, because I will not let them down. I will never let my Fly brothers down, and so I just kept it pushing. Now, I ran into this wasp samurai fellow, but it took me about 10 minutes to kill him, or probably not 10 minutes, I'd say 5 minutes. So I kind of just cut to the end where I actually started to get him good by getting off one of his arms, and I think I decapitate him here in a second. Which is not actually an insta-kill. I think it just makes them slowly bleed out. But, I mean, well, I guess it is technically, it's a guaranteed kill, because they'll just start to bleed out, but it is not an insta-kill. And, with his death, I got my weapon that I basically used for most of the entire run, the Wasp Katana. After a little longer dungeon crawling, I ran into this fella over here, which he wasn't too nice. Vesper Hideyoshi, is I think his name. But yeah, no, he called me a waste of time, and so that really made me angry, and I wanted to kill him. Unfortunately, I couldn't. Not yet, at least. And then after a little while more, I run into Kaleem, which is my, like, commander, which he tells me to retreat, and then I tell him no. And so I decide to keep it pushing for my Fly brethren back home. Or actually, they're all down here. Now, onto the first boss of the run. I honestly don't know how to pronounce the name. It's the big plant thing hanging from the ceiling. Um, so all you really have to do to kill this thing is run up the platforms on the sides to get to the top level, and then beat the plant in the middle while it shoots a bunch of projectiles at you. Now, this kind of reminds me of a Demon Souls fight. Just like something I would see out of Demon Souls, really. Like, not like a specific Demon Souls fight, but one I would see from Demon Souls. So that kind of made me feel a little uneasy there. But, yeah, no, this boss was pretty boring, not gonna lie, because he kind of just threw spores everywhere, and then you kind of just circle around and chop him up after you just chop him up as much as you can. But yeah, no, he really wasn't too hard to take out. Moving on. After killing that plant, I went and talked to Kaleem, waiting on the other side, and he basically says that even though I killed that plant, that I should still retreat because things are bad. So I just told him, well, I don't even know if I actually, like, if my character says anything, but what I was thinking was I will not leave my fly brethren behind, which I won't. I'm not going back without my fly brethren. I refuse to leave without the fly brethren. I will not let them die for nothing. And then here's the guy that isn't too nice. I kind of just, I chatted with him a little bit. He basically just said a bunch of mean things about me, which I didn't really appreciate. And that just kind of made me want to kill him even more. Unfortunately, I can't, at least not quite yet. And so I kind of just have to take what he has to say and keep moving, which is unfortunate, but I'll get my get back, don't worry. Now, next on the chopping block was a traitor, Kaleem, who made a promise to Lunamoth, I guess, and betrayed the fly kind, and I can't stand for that. That's probably why he still has his wings. And so I decided to go at him. Well, I mean, that's kind of what I have to do, but it was mainly for the Fly Brethren back home, don't worry. Now, his fight's probably the best in the game, by far. Now, he's got, like, basically 3 attacks. He's got the Ring of Fire, he's got his jump attack, where he'll jump and then swing out to the left, like that, and then he's got his dash attack, where he will just kind of charge up and then do a dash at you. So basically, for the dash, you want to be strafing to the left. For the jump attack, you want to strafe to the right. And then for the Ring of Fire, either just stay inside of it. I just stayed inside of it. But you can, like, if you sprint as he does it, you can sprint out of it. But I just didn't really want to sprint too much during the fight because stamina is a big thing in this game. Like, as you can see, every swing takes a good chunk of my stamina. And so definitely had to be really careful about how I played that. But overall, even though I died a couple times to this boss, and this is the only boss I actually died to, for a matter of fact, but he was definitely a lot of fun to fight against. I feel like this is probably the best fight in the game, mainly because when it comes to bosses, I kind of like it when it's just like another guy that has like another weapon who's fighting you. I just wish he had more moves. But a lot of the bosses only have like 3 moves in this game. Or actually, all 3 of them only have like 3 moves they throw out. So yeah. But moving on. Now, before I reached the end of the game, I went ahead and I grabbed a couple other things just while exploring. I found that Royal Knight Halberd, which is like the best weapon I came across in the entire game. And after slaying this ladybug, I was able to get my hands on probably the best armor set in the game, the Dung Beetle set. Because, I mean, yeah, but here's the thing. Going in, I didn't think the game was this short. I just want to preface this. Like, I wouldn't have, like, the only reason, I just wanted to make a video on it, and so I'm kind of just, now that I beat it under 2 hours, I can say that I technically beat it for a refund, but I did not. Also, I really wanted to use those cannonballs, but they were just, like, covering my vision, so I really didn't think that would be fun to watch. And so I decided to just kind of put that away. And then I opened the dam so I could have the river flow, because to move on to the final area, you need to just ride one of the boats down the river. Now, I'm after riding a boat down the river. Also, don't do any spells on the boat. I accidentally hit C, and then I had some spell that does a bunch of vines out of the ground that I don't even remember where I got it from, and it like insta-killed me. So be careful about doing anything on that boat. It's also, you can't swim in this game. I think that was kind of a given against the Souls-like, but you can't swim, which is a little unfortunate, but really not too bad. I was also looking for secret walls back here. That's why I'm punching the walls like a madman. But here is honestly my favorite part, where I get to kill Vesper for being rude to me. So I decided, well, and then what I decided to do for this guy, I thought I'd do something a little special for him. I chopped off both of his arms. I know that's a little cruel, but he called me a bunch of mean things, and so I think he kind of had that one coming. So, yeah. And you actually can kill an enemy by chopping off both their arms. Like, that's actually, like, I guess a win condition for an enemy, because he kind of just died off after I chopped off both of his arms. I imagine because they just can't fight anymore, which is reasonable. And I really was hoping at this point that I could get his weapons, because I see that he's dual-wielding the katanas, and that would be really fun to use. Also, sorry about the lag. I did pull this from the live stream that I was talking about that you could look at if you want to see how quick I actually beat the game, or the full game in its entirety. But yeah, no. After a while, I was able to chop off both of his arms, and he just died off. And I was really glad to see him dead, especially because he called me some mean things. Now on to the final boss of the game, Lunamoth. Well, I mean, this is Lunamoth's lair after all, so it's really not shocking. But yeah, no, Lunamoth apparently stole all of the wings of everybody, and that's why we're wingless FlyKnights, and I guess that's what we're here to reclaim the wings of the flies, and also just my fly brethren who've died in battle, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, no. But this boss was really a pushover, not gonna lie. Given the fact that, number one, I probably came across some of the best items in the game at the moment, and two, just because, I don't know, I just feel like they have a lot less health, probably just because they're most of the time in the air, which I kind of just cut out the part where they're just flying the whole time. Like, because all they really do when they're in the air is they spawn they like either throw bubbles or they spawn pillars from the ground, and then right before they drop to the ground, they'll drop like those little like AoE like mines, like those little like water mines almost, and then you kind of just have to go around those. But yeah, no, the fight isn't too hard. It's just like they'll fly up in the air, do some magic spam. When they're on the ground, you charge at them, and then you hit them as much as you can. But yeah, no, this fight was, I really was kind of disappointed with how easy that fight was, given it was the last one. But it definitely wasn't a bad fight. It's not like it was unenjoyable. But with that, I was able to beat Lunamoth. After beating Lunamoth, I was able to move down and talk to the Fly Deity, which is the same guy as the Fly Vagrant. He just didn't give me his name, I guess. And I think with him getting those wings back, we FlyKnights will finally get our wings back. But unfortunately, all of the Fly brothers along the way passed away. But I was able to reclaim their legacy. I was able to, they did not die in vain. I was able to get the fly wings back. And I think he also alludes that there's more stuff to do, which I really look forward to if they update this game. Maybe they'll add some new areas, because I don't know if the way the game is now is how they're going to leave it, and if they're just going to do a sequel, or if that's it. I'm not 100% sure though. I really hope they just kind of update this game. I'd love to see I'd love to see more out of this developer, because this game was really fun. And with that, I was able to beat FlyKnight within 2 hours, which I didn't see coming. That's like the main reason I'm making this video, just because it's kind of shocking. Because I don't know how long the game's supposed to take. I don't know if I just beat it abnormally quick or what. But it was my first time ever really playing the game. Like, I saw a couple TikToks about it, but it was just people kind of like saying that the game was good. There was no like story in there. Like, I didn't even see any of the bosses until I actually got into the game. But yeah, no. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.